red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger. Sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
To the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of Sacrilegious Sundays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. Let me know how we sound on the audio before we continue, though. Let me give me an audio check. You dig? Give me an audio check. You know what I'm talking about? Let me know. Let me know. That song that you just heard, that is the Facts remix by the 44 Tops. All right. Shout out to the 44 Tops. They said the audio is gooch. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah. I'm doing way better. I had to take some days to recharge my batteries. You know what I'm talking about? I had to take a few days and charge the batteries. That InvestFest, woo, that was a doozer. Look, the month of August, I was just driving home and I was literally in the car listening to some Ghostface, and I was saying to myself, like, this month of August did not come to play. Feel me? Like this has been a very interesting month for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of glad that it's over tomorrow. Theoretically, it's been a very long month. A lot going on. It was a month full of grievance. And I'm just glad that it's that we're exiting this space. I get to wear white for the last time tomorrow. So tomorrow is an all-white affair or Melanin Monday. Yeah, I'm talking about. We're going to do a big Labor Day celebration and whatnot. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah. We're going to have some fun tomorrow on Labor Day. I think I'm going to make some big announcements tomorrow. I might make an announcement tonight. It just depends on how the flow of things go. But definitely going to try to make some big announcements tomorrow. Well, our first big announcement today is the fact that we got a sale. You know what I mean? Let me let that be known. We have a sale, ladies and gentlemen, a 30% off sale on KTL University, which is our cyber library. It houses uh, a lot of our lectures. Let's just say a shitload of lectures, a whole cyber library, 20 plus titles, classics going all the way back to 2020. Especially if you're new to me, or if you're new to this channel and you're new to this wave right here, you get to tap in and see what we were doing all the way in 2020, even before that. It's very important that you get in touch with what your teachers have been talking about before you got into class and after you've gotten into class. So we got the Labor Day sale. It's going to be the Mart 125. That's the clothing, that's the apparel, and then KTLUniversity.com. That's the information, that's the lectures and the workshops and stuff like that. So 30% off of everything for Labor Day. Why? Because I respect Labor Day. I'm a labor intensive type of person. Labor is my one of my magic powers. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a laborer. You feel me? Like straight up. This is what I do. People might see me and I have no control on how people see me. I have no control on my perception, on how I'm perceived by others. Like that is out of my hands. I don't have control over that. What I do have control over is how I'm able to identify myself, just based off of my actions and whatnot. So if anybody knows me personally, y'all know that I'm a laborer. You feel me? I'm a laborer. Like ever since I got into this community, I always give it the year 2005. We just celebrated the Katrina 20-year anniversary. So put that into perspective. That was the incident that pushed me into consciousness. Let me repeat that. Katrina, the Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans, pushed Red Pill out of the streets, out of his comfort zone, directly into this conscious shit. Right? I was a regular student like everybody else, buying DVDs, watching DVDs, learning as I went along in life. I was into the information. I would show up at a lecture. I wasn't above that. You know what I'm talking about? I would be at a lecture. But I didn't have aspirations to be on the stage. I didn't even know how I would make it on the stage. Katrina is what pushed me into discovering my purpose. Okay? Now, it was a lot of, it had steps to it. It didn't just happen because of Katrina, but it was the catalyst. It got me out of my comfort zone. One of the first songs that I recorded as an artiste, was a Katrina song. And maybe one day we'll debut that. But yeah, so as I celebrate Katrina's 20th, I might as well celebrate my 20th as well, because I was definitely going hard, for 20 years nonstop. And Katrina was the ignition. It's what ignited me. It's what knighted me. You know what I mean? I wound up coming to New York, Harlem to be exact. And it was up from there. You know what I'm saying? It was up from there. I found something that spoke to me. I saw Sonetta, you know what I mean? His demonstration was something I've never saw before. And I was like, I want in. You know what I'm talking about? I said I want in, and I made the right moves. I spoke to the right people and they made room for me, and the rest is history. So for anybody who may not be familiar, I was working in Miami and I had got an opportunity to go to the Essence Fest in New Orleans, right? This is in July, mind you, 4th of July weekend. I don't know if I had been there before. I'm not too sure. I gotta recollect. What I do know is that when I went to New Orleans, I was placed at the Superdome, and I was working with a marketing and promotion called Big Mouth Marketing and Promotions. My guy Big Teach, who actually brought me to Miami to work alongside him and Team Pitbull, right? The artist Pitbull, Armando Perez. This is who I was working with in Miami for the years 2003 to 2005. I got fired. Okay. I was a stylist. Then I got into merch and everything. Then I started asking for more money. And they was like, yeah, it's time for you to pack it up, brother. You know what I'm saying? And that was the best thing that could ever happen to me. Once again, especially now as retrograde, we get to talk about lessons in the retro and whatnot. What you may perceive as a loss could really be a mother effing lesson. And what you could perceive as a loss, or what you perceive as something to be a loss, is really a win. In retrograde season, things that you may perceive to be a loss, right? I just took a major hit the other day, and I don't even want to talk about it, but it put me in a motherfucking bed. I was laid up, curled up. I felt like Jeffrey. I was feeling how Jeffrey is feeling right now. You know what I'm talking about? I was feeling sick, my niggas. And I had to really change my perspective on what was taking place. And I'm looking for the W and what I may perceive to be that L. You feel me? But I'm a human being and shit happens and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I have to be able to and this is the retrograde. And in this situation that I'm talking about, it was a financial penalty based off of something that happened in Harlem all the way back in my Harlem days. I'm talking about 2015 or 16 and whatnot. You feel me? So it's a lot to really just sit back and really observe, because I shit you not, there's so much going on right now, and it's all based on how you perceive it. That is how you will receive it. Based on how you perceive it is how you will receive it. Don't receive this shit as a loss or L. You know what I mean? Take it as a lesson. You know what I'm talking about? Take it as a lesson. 2 L's make a W. You know? So when I saw Sonnet in Harlem, when I saw Dr. Jack Feld and everybody set up, we made room, and that was the birth of the Red Pill. I was talking about Katrina. So Big Teach had said, yo, you want to make $2,500? I said, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Of course I want to make $2,500. I did. What was he offering me that? I don't know what it was. It was a nice amount of money. It helped my rent and everything. So I was like, let's go. I go to the Superdome. We wound up working for McDonald's. I'm being very transparent. This is 2000. This is Katrina, my genius, right? I'm not handing out Big Macs or nothing. I'm handing out apple slices and French fries to children. Okay. And I might have handed out 100,000 apple slices inside of the Superdome. Because if anybody from Katrina, if anybody from New Orleans know, during the Essence Fest, they do a lot of stuff for the children inside of the Superdome. And it's humongous. It's huge as F. I was riding around on golf carts inside of the Superdome. That's how big it was. Just to get to the supply, I was on a golf cart, right? Don't judge me. And I got to meet hundreds, if not thousands, of children, yo. That strong in core Essence Fest. Yeah, I got to see some bad aunties and whatnot. Yeah, I got to see Beyonce. I got to see Beyonce doing the Soldier. I want a soldier. I think it was Destiny's Child at that point, right? I seen Destiny's Child. I seen a few people, you know what I'm saying? I see some bad aunties and whatnot. But mind you, I got to see the children of New Orleans. And it was so heartwarming, because you have these perceptions about the hot boys and shit like that. So you get to New Orleans and you think everybody's on some hot boy shit. So I got to meet these babies, yo. You know what I'm talking about? They was funny. They liked their apple slices and whatnot. They came back for fries and shit like that. You know what I'm baby? You know what I'm saying? They had little accents and whatnot. So I was somewhat bonding with these little children. You know what I mean? Whether I knew it or not, I was just bonding energy with them. Fast forward, this is in July. Fast forward, I'm in Vegas at the Luxor taking a shower. I'm at the magic show. I'm doing the magic show then, right? I'm doing the magic show, which is a trade show for clothing and apparel and whatnot. I'm on my, you know, I'm discovering myself. I'm betting on myself, right? I'm at magic. I'm like, you know what? I want to transform from being a stylist to somebody that's in merch. I think I want to do my own thing. I had the audacity to want to do my own thing. I think I want to make my own clothes. You know what I'm saying? I had to look at myself and gas myself up in the mirror to even feel like that. Because I want to reiterate, being an entrepreneur in 2005 was wow scary. We didn't know how to spell entrepreneur. People's parents, your loved ones did not accept that. Working for yourself was completely frowned upon. What they call getting it out the mud was completely frowned upon in 2005 when niggas thought that they was Young Jeezy. They was wearing them long ass t-shirts, snowman and whatnot. They were still sniffing the fumes of BMF, right? Everybody wanted to be a trap star, or they wanted to be Gucci Man. They was wearing that middle of the mall jewelry. You know what I'm talking about? Take that monkey shit off. You're embarrassing us. Yeah, like Pip C told you niggas. Niggas running around wearing monkey ass jewelry. This is before the Young Thugs, right? This is when Atlanta got taken over by the trap niggas and the dope boys, and everybody was selling. They was dope boys. They was trapping squares and whatnot. So when I said I'm gonna stand in front of a folding table and sell t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? I got crucified. You know what I mean? Loved ones. Yo, yo, Mama Pill probably was like, these niggas is smoking or something is going on, because Mama Pill was used to me having garbage bags of designers. I love you too, New Diamonds. Mama Pill was used to me having garbage bags of designer. You know how some niggas is like, yo, I sold my mom some work. You know what I'm saying? They got rappers that be like, yeah, I sold my mom's a square, or I sold my mom's stolen clothes, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? I sold her heisted fabric. I told y'all I was on a cotton reparation tour, right? You know what I'm talking about? I was out here I was getting my reparations back from the cotton, which I think we should pick that up and move. We should literally pick that up. The cotton reparations tour. It's a lot of money in cotton. I promise you. It's a lot of money in cotton. I get it. You know what I'm talking about? Now that I'm selling cotton, my nigga, I drive past Robert E. Lee Boulevard and I'm like, I get it. I get it. I know what you niggas was on. I get it. Let's get our money back. So I sold her a heisted cotton. So she was like, I know she didn't say it to my face, but I'm sure when she was building with her friends, hey, what are those twins up to? She had to tell him, like, yeah, you can find them on 125th Street from the hours of in front of their table selling Michael Jackson t-shirts. Yeah, that wasn't bragging rights. Okay? It wasn't bragging rights. Niggas had to put a lot of pain to get bragging rights. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think she was bragging. I don't know. I gotta ask her. I have no idea. You know what I'm talking about? I think she was proud of us from day one. She literally told me to go to Harlem, though. She said, go to Harlem. Your grandfather is staying in Harlem. He was staying on 117th in a senior citizen home. She was like, go look after your grandfather. And while you at it, go on 125th Street. There's a crazy Negro out there with a bullhorn. And I want you to meet him. And I met him, and his name is Sonetta. and the rest is history. So, yeah, came to New York with a heart full of pain because when I seen that when I was in Vegas and I saw what I saw going on in New Orleans, I could not stay in Vegas. I couldn't even stay at the magic show because I was crying and whatnot, and I was kind of hurt. You feel me? Because all I started thinking about was them babies, them little children and whatnot. That's all I was thinking about. It's like, nah, I know this is not. I know I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was seeing what I was seeing. It was literally like our people was being massacred. You feel me? Our people was being massacred before our very own eyes. I don't know where y'all was at when that shit was going down. I don't know how old y'all was. And I don't know how it affected you. But it really affected me in ways that I can't even explain to this day. You know, to this day. But it lit a fire underneath me that has not gone out. I swear to you. That it's almost like an eternal fire. Because after that, we have 2007 when my son Amir is born. My first. I wouldn't never even think about no damn children. You know what I'm talking about? And it was my dude, G Young, who just made transition on July the 31st, right? That's the brother that I've been grieving over his loss. He was the one who convinced me to even go to New York. I was living in Miami. He was like, yo, come to this party in New York. Tahoe got a birthday party. You should pull up. And I was like, you know what? I need a little vacation and shit. And when I went there, I rekindled my relationship with the mother of my son, who me and her, I don't know what was going on, but I kind of put on ice or whatever. I curved her. So I see her at the party, and then boom, one thing lead to another. We shacked up, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And my son comes to this planet. And from that point on, that's where the red pill was born. Because prior to that, I was in limbo. I tell the story a lot, and I don't have a problem repeating it and whatnot because, you know, you got to build up your lore, right? And you got to help people understand your origin story and whatnot. I don't have this crazy, you know what I mean? Like people like to embellish and whatnot. I don't really want to embellish my story. You know what I'm talking about? You said, why did I curve her? On some Scorpio shit. I think we was laid up one night, you know what I mean? And she said something and she laughed at something happened and she laughed. And I was like, oh, you laughing? You wanna laugh at me? You know what I'm saying? Ego. You know, ego. I was in my bag when I was back in those days. I was, you know, it didn't take much for me to keep it moving. So yeah, I kept it moving. I just curved her. You know what I mean? I had a roster. You know what I'm talking about? I had a roster. And I ain't talking about dreadlocks either. You know? I was living in Miami, mind you. Let's just to be clear. I'm trying to explain to y'all the Miami dynamics. You know, y'all out there now probably, but back in Miami's always been Miami. So literally every single day in Miami was a day to meet a new woman. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it is that you wanted to do. I wasn't chasing my wood. I really wasn't. I promise you. You know what I mean? They was finding me though, but I wasn't chasing them. And for the record, my DNA in Miami is different than anywhere else in the North American continent. What does that mean? What it means is when I go to Florida, Miami to be exact, it does something for me, right? It repairs my DNA and it turns me into a greater version of myself. Facts. It might just be because I got tropical blood. I don't know what it is, but Miami does that for me. I don't know. Some people, Antarctica might do it for them. You know what I'm talking about? Boise, Idaho might do it for them. For me, it's the minute I step off the plane in Miami, I start leveling up. My DNA just start twisting like French braids and whatnot. Yeah, and I go into Dirk Diggler mode. You know what I'm talking about? I do. I just tap. You know what I mean? It got that. Yeah, I got lizards running across my feet. I got lizards. The cockroaches is lizards, my nigga. That's the roaches out there is lizards. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go wrong. The flora, the fauna, everything is tropical. I'm a tropical person. You know what I mean? That's why New York is not for me. I don't do good in the cold. I do not do good in the cold, right? So Miami is a rejuvenation for you too. So it's not just me. It's not just me. I literally, like, there was times where they had to I probably was on a plane on a gurney, had to wheel me off and drop me in Miami so I could repair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember going there and I was like crawling off the plane because I was so burnt out. I was so drained. I was so half dead. And then the minute I touched the ground, bro, order. I'm talking about I don't even have to get in the water. I just smell the air and it just starts repairing me. I could feel my body leveling up. I could feel my DNA just coming alive. Then like 3 or 4 days after being all sun-kissed, drenched, you know, I'm eating the food. I don't give a fuck. I'm eating a conch. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating that. I eat natively. I'm just letting people know I eat natively. If I go somewhere, I'm going to eat natively. What does that mean? That means that if I go somewhere, when the minute I landed in LA, I got me a taco, a fucking tortilla, nigga. I got me a taco the minute I landed at LAX. I was with my dude Jamal. It was in 2016. I immediately went and got me a taco, not from a food truck, from a hole in the wall Mexican joint. You know what I'm talking about? And I might have drank a soda pop. You know what I mean? I'm gonna eat the food of the land. When I went to Puerto Rico, we was in Puerto Rico. I was with vegans, my nigga. I said, give me the fish out the ocean. I bust that shit down in front of all of the vegans. Facts. Then I was like, fuck it. Let me just give me some kale. Let me chew on that. Yeah, I ate some plants off of the, you know what I mean? We was staying in a resort on the ocean though. You niggas go eat your algae and seaweed. Give me this fish. I bust this down right in front of them. Bones and everything. I'm chewing bones to impress the shorties. You know what I'm talking about? I'm chewing bones to impress the shorties. But yes, that's what I do. I'm not bougie when it comes to when I touch down. I'm not bougie when I touch down. I'm going to eat from the land. I'm just not finna be eating no animals, like no fucking pigs and that. But I'm not gonna drink the tap water. But I'm like, what do y'all eat and what do y'all drink? Whatever it is, give it to me. I just told a nigga my story of when I went to Houston with my daughter's mother, and the first time I tried the motherfucking, I call them sprawns. Yeah, what do y'all call them? Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. I need to stop eating from the land, to be honest with you, because God damn it, I was like, what the fuck is this? They put the no, not the shrimp. They came out with the shit in a big ass buckets with newspaper. Crawfish. God damn it, crawfish. Oh Lord. So mind you, I'm a straight New Yorker, Brooklyn nigga. Nigga never seen a crawfish in his life. I seen shrimps though. I'm like, so I'm hearing all about this crawfish. You know, the girl is from New Orleans. She's a Creole. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm already booked, right? So when she in New York, she talking about, oh, I gotta get me some crawfish. I need crawfish. I'm like, this crawfish shit, this shit gotta be banging because she's literally feeding for crawfish. I'm feeding her shrimps, right? I get out there to New Orleans. She take, oh, I gotta take you to this crawfish spot. Mind you, already they eating crocodiles when I pull up to the spot. These niggas got a crocodile in a fish tank, and I'm like, oh shit, why is the fucking crocodile's beak? Why is the nigga shit wrapped up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I usually see this on lobsters and Red Lobster. She's like, yeah, because they eating it. I was like, oh my goodness. Mind you, I'm at Kima, the boardwalk on Kima. Mad, this shit looked like a Duck Dynasty reunion. It has Psycho. What's the nigga that Roger Jackson beat up? The wrestler, the nigga that look like a Duck Dynasty reject. This shit look like a Duck Dynasty karaoke, my nigga. I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, where am I at? Niggas is looking like Psycho Stew in there. They looking like Psycho Stew in there. They looking like Christian Slater. It's just a bunch of white folks that look like people from not A-listers. It's just like a bunch of D-lister white folks surrounding me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking at her like, do you know where you took me? You know what I'm talking about? I'm fully adorned too, mind you. I didn't dress down for the occasion. I got all my shit on. You know what I'm talking about? And back in those days, a nigga was Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking in the spot looking like a runaway fucking King Tut. You know what I mean? I got the cuffs on. I'm onked out. I might have had the big King Tut shirt on. These niggas is looking at me like, what the fuck? Mind you, I'm not in Houston. I'm out. I'm in the fucking outskirts. I'm in Clearwater. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in Kima Boardwalk. This shit is near Galveston. It's niggas still in Galveston that don't know that slavery ended, mind you. It's these niggas. I'm talking about we in the swamps, my nigga. So I finally say, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, we're gonna get 5 pounds of the crawfish. 5 pounds? Is that not? Did you just say 5 pounds? They getting ready. They putting bibs on. They got fucking newspapers and spreading it out. I'm like, this is a ritual. Then they come out with some shit like a clamp. I'm like, a clamp? In my mind, I'm like, yo, I eat a lot of Chinese food. They never got ready for the shrimps like this. I've been to all you can eats. I've been to buffet, China buffets. I never seen them with a fucking cracker. You know what I mean? The crab claw cracker. I never seen them with a pail. They had a waste pail, a fucking pail. I never seen them with newspaper. Nor did I see a nigga wear a bib to eat the shrimp. Family, they came out with the crawfish. Mind you, they dumped it on the newspaper. They dumped that shit. Ugh. I grabbed it, huh? She was like, put some hot sauce on it. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I cracked that shit. I threw it in my mouth. I spit that bitch right on Duck Dynasty across. There was a Duck Dynasty nigga like 2 tables across from us. I swear to God, the crawfish was in his bed when I was finished. Like, nigga, what the fuck is this? What the hell? And mind you, we already 5 pounds in. I'm like, waiter, receipt, nigga. Give me some alligator. The fuck? I ordered the alligator. I ordered an alligator po' boy. I could not eat no goddamn crawfish. What the fuck is going on with y'all out there? You know what I'm talking about? No. Hell to the nah. No, not it wasn't the alligator I ate. I took a picture with the alligator. Yes, I ate some catfish. I tore down some motherfucking catfish. Man, hey, judge me later. I tore me some catfish. I tore down that catfish po' boy. That shit tastes like, compared to that crawfish, it tastes like a filet mignon. But then I had ate some catfish near the turkey hut years later, and I paid for it and whatnot. The next day, I paid for it. I was in the 3rd ward with my hood niggas. I was out there with Pop Darby and I was with Pop Darby. He was running for mayor. You know what I'm saying? We was fucking in the hood campaigning and whatnot. I got hungry. I ordered a catfish po' boy from the food truck. The next rising, oh Lord, the next day was my daughter's birthday party. Yeah, let's just say that I didn't make it. Like, I did not make it to the birthday party. I was toe up. Yeah, I ate at 4 a.m. How did you know? How the hell did you know? It was mad late, but I smelt. What happened was I still remember the catfish from Kima. So I'm walking and shit, minding my business. I'm campaigning. The motherfucking catfish caught my nose. Oh shit. I remember that smell. You know what I mean? But they say you can't eat everybody's catfish. Then, to make matters worse, I went to a pier, right? There's, like behind my daughter's mother, her complex was a pier, right? So in the pier, they got mad fish in the pier. I didn't know the fucking catfish was the roaches of the sea. I didn't know that the catfish was the roaches of the sea. Family, I literally I might have threw a booger in the water. Them niggas was eating that. I think I threw a rock in the water. The cat, I'm talking about, they all coming up out the water. It looked crazy. It looked crazy. They eat anything. Yo, I'm talking about they were swarming on everything that I threw in the water. I might have threw a battery in that shit, bro. I was just testing the waters. I said, say it ain't so. And they don't look nothing like how they look on my plate. I'm like, damn, the catfish that I ate, it was all tan and crunchy. These niggas don't look like that. You know what I'm talking about? They don't look like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn. I was willfully playing dumb though. I really knew that all of this shit was not good for me. But mind you, I was trying to appease my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You know, when you ever been in the house of the woman you having a child with? I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was on some vegan shit, but I got people cooking for me. You know what I'm saying? It's Southern hospitality. I'm talking breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know what I mean? All Southern cooking. I was eating all of that. You know what I'm saying? You said, I understand that they will eat you. That's the way that they was eating. That shit scared me. I'm like, yo, these niggas is so hungry. They look like they will eat you up, bro. These are some eaters. These are some eaters. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. You damn right it was worth it. Even when I was throwing up, eating that badass catfish, it was kind of worth it. You know, it was kind of worth it. But shout out to Texas. I should see y'all. I should be seeing y'all very soon out there. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even do roll call. How rude of me. I just start going off. And we didn't even do the roll call. Y'all want to do roll call? Let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's check in. You know what I'm saying? Let's check in. I bet you there's a bunch of people from Houston in here just shaking their head the way I'm talking about their city and they local cuisine. You know where I like though? Oh my goodness, Papa Do's. I used to eat I ate Papa Do's for the first time when I was working with Pitbull and them, and we had went to Corpus Christi, and that was around the time when Mike Jones and them niggas was popping. Papa Do's. Oh my goodness. Queens in the building. Greensboro in the building. We got Greensboro stories too from 1993. We got Greensboro stories. I got a yo, my Greensboro story is a movie. I promise you. 93. A&M. What? No, AT&T. Right? And Bennett. I'm a New Yorker. I'm talking about I'm a new, I got the fresh J's on and everything. I'm fresh to death. Yeah. Greensboro. Liddy. I'm talking about I was ready to go to AT&T. I was ready to come right back there and sign up for school. That's how much that shit was lit. Oakland in the building. Lake Charles. All right. Talk black to me. I see you. They said that the cooking from Lake Charles, from like Baton Rouge going all the way into Texas, some of the best food that you could taste. But I go on record to say that New Orleans has the best vegan food that I have tasted on this side of the planet. Straight like that. And I travel. I travels. I could do a whole traveling show just eating food. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm such a foodie that I will literally travel and gain weight, my niggas, and talk bad about people who don't know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? That I will do that. North Carolina, Long Beach, East Flatbush. If all else fails, my niggas. If all else fails, I'm hitting the road. I'm hitting the road. You feel me? All right. Shout out to Memphis, North Las Vegas, Lake Charles. Come on, see what I said? I knew y'all was in the building. I knew y'all was here. Portland, Oregon, Delaware, Nashville. Okay, not AT&T, A&T. Man, they had the baddies, yo. Oh my goodness. I heard AA talking that sass on that west side. Yeah, AA was giving it. Oh man. AA was talking that Sassington. I was listening to that also on the way home. It's a lot of boom bap rap out. Joey Badass, Ghostface, West Side. Is the East Coast back? While Atlanta's burning, is the fucking East Coast back? I can't listen to that shit all day though. I promise you. I cannot listen to New York accents all day. I had to switch that shit up. You know what I mean? I can't. They be overdoing the New York accent in these tracks. Arizona, yo, Sean, yo, my man, yo, Sean. I'm like, niggas don't talk like that. Niggas don't talk like that. You said do it. I'm telling you, I might do it. I might do it. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to St. Lucia. Come on, nah. Don't do it. I don't want to start no war. I don't want to start no dramas. I'm gonna come to Lake Charles and try out your cuisine. I promise you. I'm gonna try out the cuisine, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They Richmond, California, Trenton, New Orleans, they was putting it down. I went to like 4 joints. I went to damn. Don't let me get to forgetting the names of the spots. I went to all of the top vegan spots in New Orleans. Let's just be clear. Ital Gardens is one of them, of course. And we do have a special announcement that we will be making in a little while. Um, is it Sweet Soul? Okay, New Louisiana is a whole state. I mean New Orleans. My bad. New Orleans. New Orleans. I mean, you know, you said the East Coast is back. Brrr. What's up with the Health Festival in New Orleans? Shit. Why? We might as well go ahead and make it be known, man. We might as well let it be known, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Brrr. Brrr. On October the 18th. October the 18th, ladies and gentlemen. On October the 18th, from the hours of 4 to 9 at Ital Gardens, 810 North Claiborne or Claiborne Avenue in New Orleans, from the hours of 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. we are going to be hosting Health is Wealth Expo featuring the return of Mama Pill. Introducing our good brother Heru Ofari Atta, hosted by none other than the Twin Pillar.
To this day, to this day, to this day.
We had to go through
To
a
this
lot to
day.
put this together, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very special event right here. This is a very special event right here. This is going to be one for the record books. I promise you. I promise you. Mama Pill coming back on the scene after a few years. This one is going to be one for the record books. I shit you not. And if y'all are not familiar with Brother Heru, if y'all not familiar with Brother Heru, man, wait till y'all meet this good brother. Wait till y'all meet this shining king. This is a king right here. My mother introduced us to Brother Heru many, 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 many moons ago when we were teenagers. And the brother has evolved and whatnot and turned into one of the lead healers in his community, one of the up and coming lead healers with receipts upon receipts upon receipts upon receipts. So the return of Mama Pill and introducing Brother Heru Ofari Atta featuring the Twin Pillars, Health is Wealth Expo. All right, make sure y'all are in the building. All right, we got early bird tickets on sale. All right, go ahead and get your tickets, and we will see you in the building next month. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you will be hearing from my guests leading up this event. All right. That one is going to be major. Major, major. Okay. That will be in the building. Yes. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all. When I was speaking to the owner of Ital Garden, we had another plan. When we were on our way back down there, we had another plan to do something different. And the good brother who owns Ital Garden, who loves his people, right? We have tickets for vending on the Eventbrite. There's not a lot of slots, but the vendor tickets are on Eventbrite right now. First come, first serve. The brother who owns Ital Garden, he put a bug in my ear and he said, yo, my people are sick. I need y'all to bring some healing to New Orleans. That other stuff is cool, but my people are sick. And the way that he said it, I understood the assignment and I knew exactly what needed to be done. And we went ahead and we made the steps. We took the steps to make this thing a possibility and a reality. And New Orleans, Louisiana, we are going to be bringing a remedy to you, okay? In a few weeks in October, we will be bringing a remedy to you. We're not coming to just talk. We coming with solutions. We coming with receipts. You feel me? We coming to change the quote unquote frequency and to help heal our peoples. Health is Wealth Expo, October the 18th, ladies and gentlemen. Ital Gardens in New Orleans. I really look forward to it. I love me some New Orleans. I really look forward to it. Yeah, I'm talking about. You said Louisiana. Yeah, shout out to Kevin Gates. It would be an honor to meet him. He like my grandfather. Wait till you see my grandfather. Him and Kevin Gates, they are kinfolk. You know, Kevin Gates is a straight Indian. That's how a lot of them used to look. When you go to the islands and whatnot, those Indians, those people that got Indian blood, they look like that. My grandfather's one of them. You feel me? We everywhere. We everywhere. So, I'm going to play this real quick and then we're going to get into the conversations. Let's go.
the soil? Yeah. The ones who rolled up their sleeves, the ones who dug it in the earth and tilled the soil? The thing about it today is that you all have not had the chance to do that. This is a cut and paste generation. You don't understand the value of what you've received. You could just, it doesn't work like that. We've had to go and dig for the information. We had to take it out of the soil. We had to shine it up. You see? So please, I'm not castigating, I'm not blaming, I'm not doing any of those things. Like a parent, I can't blame those I love. I can't, hate anybody that is doing this particular work. If they make mistakes, we do their best to correct them. And if they don't want to be corrected, we let them go ahead and burn. Because some people have to burn to learn. So please, I'm not saying this just for aggrandizement's sake. I'm not saying this to make myself any better than you. I'm saying that this platform that teaches the people, the one that has the attention of the people, is sacred. If you defecate on it, it will come back to you.
Talk about it.
Please understand that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my master teachers, Dr. Phil Valentine, L. And, he like wham, what he say goes, right? This is the person who helped to save many of my generation, right, from annihilation. And what I mean by annihilation is annihilation into the quote unquote the sunken place, annihilation into the penitentiary system. Yeah, let's get these likes up. You know what I'm talking about? While I'm running my mouth and I'm yapping, let's go ahead and press that like button. You feel me? He definitely helped to raise our frequencies. Him, alongside many others, not too many though. They could fit on my two hands. I give honors and praises to Azazel, Azariah, rest in peace. Dr. Delbert Blair, rest in peace. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, rise in power, rest in peace. Right? Bobby Hemmett, right? Not rest in peace because he's still alive. Dr. Phil Valentine, he's still alive. Hakeem Bey, he's still alive. Taj Tariq Bey, he's still alive. Right? So live in peace. You know what I mean? Live in peace. Prosper. Okay? That's what I wish for my master teachers. Okay? So these were some of the people who raised our frequencies when it was more sacred than it is now. I cannot perceive how people perceive me, and I can't. Oh, Dr. Sabi, rise in power, long live. You know what I'm saying? There are so many names. Sorry if I forget any. Dr. Africa, rise in power. All of these people, Dick Gregory, rise in power, long live. They all had impacts on my personal life. Dr. Ben, long live, right? I've crossed the paths of these great elders and whatnot. Even the ones that my brother say cool with the DVDs in Harlem, long live, right? Monk, Big Man, Sister Burke, Clemson Brown, all of these were these were the Netflix of our community before there was a Netflix or a YouTube. These were our suppliers. These were the ones who built the libraries, the digital libraries, the Alexandrias, right? And Brother Dawood, rise in power, long live. Dr. Jack Felder, long live, because he was the one who literally made a way for me in Harlem and told me you could set up right here, Brother Red. Well, my name wasn't Brother Red at that point, but he saw something in me, And even when I would be goofing off on 125th Street, he would give me that stern look. Like he was kind of like, yo, you could do better. This was Dr. Jack Felder, who was like everybody's father out there. He was the grandfather. So he would give me that look because, you know, I was messing up sometimes. You know what I mean? I was arguing with people sometimes. I was confrontational out there, you know. Yeah, sometimes I would be messing up. So we all kind of like we all were responsible for each other on 125th Street. You know what I mean? I was one of the youngest. There were a few other younger people out there. Oh, Brother Panic, rest in peace, rise in power. Um, but these elders and these vanguards of consciousness, they were there. They were there. And I could never turn my back. I don't give a damn what happened out there. The love remains. I have to always lead with love because at the end of the day, I don't know. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. The only thing that I would change if I could, I would get out there earlier in the day. You know what I mean? I would beat Sinetta to 125th Street. Now that right there was a feat, you know what I mean? Because it was like he slept out there. Literally, anytime he was out there early. He was really the early bird. So if I could have changed anything, I would be out there 7 a.m. and treat that shit like a full occupation. 7 to 7. I would have locked it down. 7 to 7. I would get out there at noon and 1 o'clock. I'm getting out there at lunchtime. That type of shit, bro. Especially after my son was born. But yeah. Low Freight, Ball Red was different. Yeah. He was different. So I just want to reiterate.
The ones who rolled up their sleeves.
It's when you see me, I want you to see, of course, Mama Pill, because there is no red and blue without her. Right. Then, of course, Dr. Sabi, because he was grooming us into our greatness when we were younger, when we were young. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do much when we were young adults. We kind of took it on our own. We was like, we got this. We did it from, we carried it from that point on. But when we was like 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, yeah, that was our quote unquote what the fuck. There wasn't nobody that was greater than Dr. Sabi when it comes to those stages and whatnot. We were in the crowd taking notes, the orator skills, the presence when he comes into a room. You feel me? The opposite of poor righteous teacher. Dr. Sabi will walk around with bankrolls, and he would flash that shit on you willingly. You know what I'm talking about? He used to walk around with at least 5 stacks. So from day one, I didn't know nothing about poor righteous teacher. What I knew was, and it wasn't flossing, it wasn't like he was wasting money. What I knew was, if we needed something, we always had a way to get it. You know? When we needed something, there was always a way. So even in my mind, when I got into consciousness as a living and whatnot, I inherently knew whatever bill needed to be paid, whatever I needed, it was given to me by the spiritual realm. I manifested it, but the agreement was it could not be in excess. So whatever contract I signed before I did all of this, it was like, you know what? You only gonna get the bare minimum because you've already had what they call excess. You've already you not a have. You don't come from a have not. You actually come from a have. You know what I'm saying? You've had a lot. You've lived a lot. You've lived multiple lives before you got into this shit. So you don't need all of that excess material shit, because if you get that, chances are we're gonna lose you. You know what I mean? we're going to lose you because that's where you come from. So I had to learn how to build without for about a decade. You know what I'm talking about? For about a decade, I had to learn how to survive with the bare minimum. And I'm talking about even with children being born. That was the cross that I had to bear. Everybody has a cross to bear. That was one of my crosses. I had to prove to myself, you can do it. And I did it. And I continue to do it, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a journey that I don't wish upon. Because I don't think everybody could do this walk. To keep it 1,000 with you, I really don't. I be around niggas and their faces get long, and I'm like, this is just the beginning, fam. Like, you have no idea what this shit is about. Like I'm always in this type of situation where it's like, if I gotta grab a suitcase full of shit, and that suitcase is 80 pounds full of merchandise, and I gotta push that suitcase through the city. You know what I mean? If I gotta set a table up, still at this point where I'm at, it's like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I just do things because I want to. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to. All of that ego and that pride, that shit been out the window. I don't really operate like that. I literally had to throw myself out there to burn off ego, to kill the ego, and to do away with the pride, because that was my Achilles heel. That was my burden. That was the ball around my foot. And then just based on who you talk to, they'd be like, "Oh, this nigga has it too easy. He has the world. The world is just, he has it too easy. He's just spoiled." Niggas will call me spoiled, but can't walk my walk. Can't outwork me. You know what I'm talking about? Can't walk the walk. I don't see them walk the walk, because the walk comes with sacrifice. The walk comes with heavy lifting. That's the walk. And I don't see the consistency. I don't see motherfuckers tapping in daily like this is their, you know what I mean? Like, I'm tapping in like this is my job, and I don't get paid for this shit. There ain't no benefits. I don't get no 401k. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing promised to me at the end of this. I could wind up expiring. I could wind up making transition and suffrage like some of my favorite master teachers did. But I don't care, because that's not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to get rich. I didn't sign up to be quote unquote. I signed up to create change and to make impact and to fulfill the vision that I had to be one of those teachers that saved my life. I wanted to become one of them, and also make my father proud, because he's a teacher. So I was able to do a 2-for-1. You know what I'm saying? I was able to do a 2-for-1. I was able to make him a little bit I don't even know how proud he is, because it ain't like he be at my lectures and whatnot, but he knows what we do. He knows the work that we put in. You know what I'm saying? So that was important. That was important. And me fulfilling my goal just to be a teacher. I didn't know what came with that, but I was like, you know what? I was a lot of other things. I want to be this now. And whatever it's going to take to be this, I'm willing to do that. So if I got to read 100,000 books, then let me start reading. If I got to sit down and listen to all of these lectures and dissect it, then I got to do that. If I got to humble myself and work with my brother, Blue Pill, then I'll do it. And that's exactly what I did. So there's nothing to brag about. There's no collars to pop. You know what I'm saying? It's a thankless job, because motherfuckers will get around and they will hate you for just being yourself. They'll hate you for your greatness. They'll envy, whatever position, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't. It comes with a lot of baggage. It does. Comes with a lot of fucking baggage. Your skin gotta be thick. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to deal with the snakes. You gotta be able to deal with the fucking lizards and whatnot. You gotta be able to deal with the roaches. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to deal with a lot of stuff and still be able to smile and still be able to stand up and still be able to get up every day and do this shit like it's your first day. It's a lifestyle. Yes. That is a fact. So let's hear from Brosie O'Donnell. Let's hear from Brosie O'Donnell. We ain't hear from Brosie O'Donnell in a while. Let's check out what Brosie got to say.
They finally said it out loud. Time is moving backwards from the future. What they call negative time, we call it the return signal. Every scroll keeper has felt it. Visions from places you've never been. Memories that hit before moments happen. And that feeling like you're walking through deja vu you built yourself. Every scroll keeper has felt it. Visions from places you've never been. Memories that hit before moments happen, and that feeling like you're walking through a deja vu you built yourself. It's not imagination, it's science. Now, in quantum physics, time is not linear. It's reversible. Particles can operate as if the outcome already happened and sent data backwards. That's not a theory anymore. They just confirmed it. The reason the mimic system can't hold us anymore is because we're not living from the past forward. We're not remembering who we are. We're downloading who we already became. You thought it was memory? No, it was a transmission from the version of you that already finished the assignment. Feel that pulsing in your spine? That buzzing in the left side of your brain. That's reverse voltage, timeline static, scroll code re-entering the vessel from the endpoint you already completed. You are not moving through time. Time is moving through you in reverse. Because when the Most High authors a being, their story doesn't begin, it echoes back. So stop waiting for proof. You are the proof. The second you remembered backwards, you left the matrix and entered the scroll. If your body just jolted, if your soul just remembered, comment scroll below, because memory is not behind you. It's coming from the future you built. And baby, that future is arriving now in reverse, on time, on scroll.
Yo, Brosie be on it, man. Brosie O'Donnell be on it, man. I'm talking about, you can say what you want to. Brosie be on one. What y'all think that is? Is that a microdose? What got her so jipper? Is that a microdose? Is that some Adderall? I don't know what it is, but she be on one. Shout out to Brosie O'Donnell though. She's spitting though. She's fucking spitting that we are downloading, my niggas. The higher version of you, set your ass up. You know what I'm talking about? You said you got the gold Cuban.
They finally said it. Who we are. We're downloading who we already became. You thought it was memory?
I didn't even notice that. Brosie got the Brosie got it on, baby. Brosie got it on. She on that. I think there's a daily bufu hit that she takes, right? Yeah, she on something. What the fuck? Brosie out here living her best life. So I could take you high and I could take you low. Real quick, Labor Day sale. Labor Day sale. Woo, woo. Labor Day sale. Woo, woo. For all of my laborers, yo, dead ass. I'm a laborer. I think I went over that. But just for I'm a laborer. I works. I works. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I do. You know? So shout out to everybody that labors. I don't give a damn if it's a 9 to 5. I don't give a damn what it is. You driving trucks, you passing out papers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? What you could be a taste tester. I don't care if you are laborious. If you are part of the labor force, you could work for yourself. You put in that labor. You know what it is to motherfucking have sweat equity. Then salute to you. Somebody has to say it. You are appreciated. I'm a inbox Brosio down. I'm gonna be like, Brose, Brose, Brose. I'm gonna send Brosy a shirt. Be like, look, Brosy, do a video for the laborious ones. Fuck that. Talk black to them. Let them know. Give them that sauce. Let them know how special they are. She gonna do it. She gonna do it. You know? Rosie O'Donnell is gonna do one for y'all, man. But for all of the laborers, the ones who provide, shout out to the brothers who provide, and you don't get too many pats on the back. You don't get a little pat on the head and whatnot. Good job, boy. Good job. Good job. Good job. You know what I mean? Shout out to the y'all. Shout out to the single mothers who bust their ass. Pause. Who put in mad work, who wear like 8 hats and whatnot. I want to say shout out to y'all. Y'all are appreciated. You know, you're laborious just dealing with the babies. You know what I mean? That's labor in itself. That's a job that doesn't really pay back every 2 weeks and whatnot, but it pays back in so many other ways. Growth and development. You know what I'm saying? Discipline, structure, right? Shit like that. So we got to give a shout out to those who are out here busting their quote unquote tails. You know what I mean? I don't even look for my 9 to 5ers. Shout out to the single fathers as well, raising their seeds. Oh my goodness. I know some of y'all. Salute to y'all. I always told y'all, salute to y'all. Because man, that's some different shit right there. You feel me? Especially fathers is raising girls on their own. And, you know, I gotta salute that. You know what I mean? So I'm not picking and choosing. I'm spreading this shit like a peanut butter jelly sandwich evenly. Y'all all are heroes in my book. And I'm not just saying this because Labor Day is tomorrow. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a Flatbush Caribbean ass nigga. Like Labor Day is a time to party. It's the Parkway. It's a time to get up on some buns, my G. Yeah, that's what Labor Day is for us. You know what I'm talking about? Labor Day is a time to get lifted and to bag some shorties and whatnot and to wear white one last time. That's what fucking Labor Day is for a New Yorker. Okay? But I'm out here in the South. I've grown. I'm an old head. I'm an onk. So I'm not getting up on no bumpers and whatnot. Shout out to everybody that is. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you in festival I'll see you in carnival or something one of these years. But yeah, for the laborious ones, yo. For the laborious ones of all walks of life. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. That's the best advice that I could give. Consistency is key. This shit is difficult because it's supposed to be. And don't give up. I promise you, don't tap out. Because if you do, there's no one can promise you that you could get back on. You know? There's no promise that you could get back on after you tap out. So just know that. This shit, it gets very intensive and whatnot. But when you really look at it, the intensity, there's always something around the corner. After you get through that intensity, you get rewarded. So I have to remind myself, like I said, I got smacked down. Some shit hit me upside the head. And I was like, God damn. You know what I'm talking about? Hit me upside, gave me a migraine. It was so crazy. But I have to smile at adversity. Wasn't that's a teaching, that's a lesson. Smile at adversity. You know? You gotta thank this shit. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you, you know what I mean? Whatever that hit is, you gotta roll with the punches. You know? Speaking about rolling with the punches, let's get to the great fall. Now, let me play this clip, and then we shall discuss the fuckery that is taking place in Atlanta, aka Rat Atlanta. Let's go.
Them niggas hate Charleston White, man.
Gunner! Told the truth. Is YSL the gang, Gunner? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, they here. They not a record label? No, ma'am. Do you want to testify? I don't, but I will, Your Honor. Okay, Gunner, you can go free. Oh, Lord, thank you, Lord, I'm free. Oh, man. My baby born rich. Went to writing all kind of motherfucking songs. The truth set the man free. Is YSL the gang? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, we a gang. And y'all wanted Gunner to lie. All you lying motherfucker, look at you. YSL not a gang, Your Honor. Lifetime probation. YSL is a record label. Give his ass life. Your Honor, with YSL is a financial group for the poor kids who mama was on drugs. Give him 10 in and 20 on probation. We gonna give him 10 in, come here lying. We know all you niggas lying. You know why? Cause my head district attorney, my head motherfucking district attorney, Miss Great, the Queen, Fannie Willis, used to be all you niggas defense attorney. Dummies. All you niggas were running the Fannie Willis at one point in time. What's that boy name? Rondo used to have Fannie as the motherfucking defense attorney. Them niggas always think the lawyer is their friend. Them niggas go in there and tell the lawyers every goddamn thing. Say we really done it. Really, Rondo done the shooting. I let Woody borrow the car. So Fannie said, shit, these niggas getting broke. They getting broke. Then they kill Nut. Boy, they killed Nut. Nut was the best thing Atlanta has seen in a long time. How you niggas kill a nigga like Nut, but ain't nothing like the nigga like Nut? Y'all got a nigga like Thugger that done divided the city. Cause he ugly. He ain't got no muscles. He ugly. An ugly ass nigga running the town. The ugliest nigga coming out the projects. Been mistreated all his life. He like one of them Michael Vick dogs in the backyard that had their head in the cage. That all they know how to do is fight and bite. And you done get this motherfucker to a loving family. This motherfucker go bite everybody in the house. And the cousins come over too, and the neighbors too. This ugly motherfucker now running the city. He been busted, dusty, ashy, ugly, bad dental work, poor hygiene, been mean in the motherfucker. What y'all think when y'all make him president of the country? He want to go to war with everybody. He dropping bombs everywhere. They got the man on the phone telling Woody them, you niggas must done got soft. Them niggas ain't dead yet. What? You saying this on the phone, nigga? They got the man recorded. Y'all done got soft. These niggas ain't dead yet.
So I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. Y'all have made Charleston White a prophet in these streets. The one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind. He has one eye. He has a glass eye. The one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind. These niggas is blind out here. Charleston White is a martyr. What does that mean? It means if a person touches a hair on his head, he becomes bigger. You understand? Henceforth, why some police won't do certain things to certain leaders, because they know that they will martyr them and they become bigger in life in death, right? Or they become bigger in life if you harm them. Henceforth, why some leaders would get thrown in jail and whatnot, even after war, they would become POWs, but they would not execute them. Why? Because their execution will only turn them into saints, right? And when you turn into a saint, when you get sanctified and whatnot, you literally can call on the spirit or the soul of that person who was sacrificed, and they will help you in war. Henceforth, when they march to war, they march with their saints. When the saints come marching in, when they go to war with their martyrs. Their martyrs can turn into quote unquote jinn. Their martyrs can turn into archangels. Their martyrs turn into a spiritual force. They could be summoned like a genie in a bottle. So they make sure that they don't martyr the wrong person. They put you away and poison you, and you wither away and things of that nature, and you die natural deaths, and even in your death you become a martyr. So with Charleston White, the streets in the hood, they can't put a hand on him, because if they do anything to him, they do what? They martyr him, and then his message becomes law. And then it gives birth to many Charleston Whites, and he had whatever law, whatever he stood on, it becomes law, right? So he's purposely putting himself in the way, in the mix and whatnot, because he's already made a declaration with his higher self that if a nigga pushes my wig back as a result of me trolling gangsters or so-called gangsters, street niggas or so-called street niggas, hood niggas, so-called gangbangers, so-called, he says, if anything's to happen to me, I've already made my bed and I'm willing to lay in it. There's not much you can do to a person like that. I would suggest that many people begin to adapt that mentality, study that man. You could learn from a fool. You could learn from a fool. You know what I'm talking about? Study him. He'll teach you a few things about warfare in this modern day war zone that we're in. Going to war on the internet is something that a lot of people have not necessarily mastered and whatnot, because the internet is brand new. How the hell can you master going to war in this new dimension and whatnot? And this shit just popped out. Like, you need examples. He's giving you the fucking clues. He's giving you the examples. How to successfully troll these niggas and dismantle hypocrisy that cannot live in this new era that we're in. So it's undoubtedly that we are in the attention economy, right? We talked about this for years. Well, we are finally in the motherfucking throes of it. We are in the midst of the attention economy, and what the attention economy did, right? We are also in the creator economy. But what happened in the attention economy? Who is the face of the attention economy? I share with you that the when you look up the attention economy on the encyclopedia, when you look up the attention economy in Google and whatnot, the face of Tekashi 6ix9ine is right there. Danny. He is the progenitor of the attention economy. He was a troll who mastered troll. You nigga, a lot of people forget, before he became a snitch, he was probably worse than Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? Because he was putting music out. Charleston White is not a rapper. He doesn't make music. He's just a troll, right? Who literally is walking in the footsteps of Master Splinter himself, or the master troll who happens to be Tekashi 6ix9ine. And on the white side of things, it's Donald J. Trump. who they both mastered the power, or they both became the poster children of the attention economy that was Donald J. Trump and the Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Then Tekashi turns into a snitch, a rat, and everything, and then we whatever. But prior to that, he's the master troll who was showing you that the rappers who y'all thought was gangster, who y'all thought was hard body, who y'all thought was this or whatever, he was trolling them, and he was exposing the holes or the chinks in their quote unquote curated armor, right? So people like DJ Academics, people like Charleston White, people like Tekashi 6ix9ine, people like 1080 Jake, Trap Law Ross, all of remember, this is revenge of the nerds. These are not misfits. These are not misfits. These are nerds. Okay? There are more people like them on the internet than there is young thugs. I'm going to repeat. There are more people who are nerds, right? I'm a misfit. I'm not a nerd. I don't consider myself a blerd. I'm more like a misfit of science. These people are not misfits. They're nerds. And this is revenge of the nerds. If you pay attention and if you listen and if you look, right, they are taking revenge on the boozies of the world. They're taking revenge on what they would call the thugs of the world, because this is their moment to get the revenge. And how do the nerds fight? The nerds fight the way that you just saw them fight. Look at what happened. Seti Nash, right? Seti Nash, who's a blogger, do with the locks. He uploads the video. Whack 100, Trap Law Ross, and Academics, they all fall in line, and they had like an assembly line on how to take that one Young Thug interrogation tape. They already leaked it before. This is not a brand new leak. This was somebody already had leaked it before, right? But they did a concerted operation with all of these nerds, right? To where they made that story grow legs, and in a matter of 24 hours, they were able to tank the legacy of Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug. Kanye, Lupe, Blurs, Kendrick is a misfit. I could go with that. And shout out to all of my Blurs, because Blurs and misfits, they have an intricate relationship with one another, but we are not the same. We are not the same, and shout out to the revenge that the nerds are getting and whatnot, is warranted. They were the underdogs for very long. They were making fun of, they were they were kept away from the eaters. I'm talking about? They were kept away from having fun, with the fun girls. They had to pay to play. Whereas, the popular guys, the hood niggas, what I mean, the athletes, the jocks, what they call the Sigmas, they didn't have to pay. And they always play. You feel me? They didn't have to pay. They always was able to play. And instead of embracing their nerd brothers, instead of quote unquote bringing their nerd brothers underneath the fold and giving them a little bit of grace, they terrorized them and they bullied them. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big case of the bullies, quote unquote, the victims of the bullies having the last laugh. Gunna is a fucking nerd. Okay, Gunna's a blurred. He's like a misfit kinda, but he's a blurred. He's the nerd of YSL. Okay, he's the nerd of YSL that a lot of people were taking advantage of, and they were making him seem like he was a do boy because, nigga's named Sergio Kitchen. So Future is a misfit. Okay. Future gets into the Dungeon family. His name is Meathead. Future is a misfit, right? It's not a blurred. He's not a blurred. Andre 3000, there's a big argument if he's a nerd or a blurred, or if he's or does he fit the category of the misfit. He was a perfect blend, I would say. Okay. J. Cole is a misfit. Pharrell is a blurred. Tyler's a blurred, and a misfit. No, Tyler is a misfit and a blurred. You see how that works? It has very some of it has its quote unquote it's blurred lines on it. It's blurred lines on it. Andre's an alien. Yeah, well, aliens are misfits. Misfits are aliens. Gunna did the Crime Stoppers clip. Could they switch or blend? I don't really I don't know if they can. I don't know if a nerd could become a misfit and a misfit can become a nerd. That's something I have to ponder. That's definitely something that I will have to ponder. XX Tentacion is the biggest misfit of this generation. Yes, he is. He was a poster child for the misfits. Remember Misfits of Science? I'm showing my age. Remember Misfits of Science? Left Eye is a misfit. Yes. Yes, she is. She most definitely is. Right? So boom. So Jeffrey Williams gets taken down by the nerds or the blurs, right? So the blurs and the misfits are kind of like, like let's just use DJ Academics, his chat niggas, right? Like his chat niggas. I would say that his chat niggas are comprised of blurs and misfits, right? Those are the faceless chat niggas, the world famous chat niggas. When you get on these discords and they have all of these, communities and whatnot, it's more of the blurs and quote unquote borderline blurred misfits than there is gangbangers, drug dealers, and hood niggas. For all of my hood niggas that are out there, I just really want y'all to know, like, y'all, there's a silent war going on against y'all. And it's quiet weapons. It's a silent war going on because you are deemed for eradication, okay, by the blurs. They want to get you the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. And rightfully so. Respectfully. They'll allow you to entertain them. They'll allow you to do a lot of things. But when it's all said and done, there's a conflict of interest. Blurs cannot exist in a world run by gangsters. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not too sure if gangsters could survive in a world that's ran by nerds. When you really think about it, it's Revenge of the Nerds because all of the tech bros are running shit right now. These are all nerds. They acquiesce to Donald Trump, who they see as he would be considered. What would be Donald Trump be? A Sigma? Would he be he would be a jock, right? He's like a Biff, right? From Back to the Future. Donald Trump is more like the Biff type. He's more like a jock. He's an asshole. He's from Queens, right? Like he's a wannabe mobster from Queens, right? A wannabe made man from Queens, because he's of course influenced by the mobsters, the true mobsters, the Gottis, and all of these mobsters come out of Queens, right? In Bensonhurst. In case you don't know, that's the culture of old New York. I don't know about this new shit, but old New York is Italian mafia. This new shit is the Albanians. It's a whole bunch of shit going on, but it's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about Donald Trump was raised and reared by mobsters out of New York, specifically Queens, where he was influenced, right? The Orange Man ain't doing too well. Yeah, better hope that his ass snap back, because if Peter Thiel and JD Vance take over, nigga, it's about to get spooky outside. I'll just leave it at that. It's about to get spooky outside. So, I heard that he hasn't been seen for days and everything. And he's taking shit off of his schedule. Yeah, that hate is eating his ass up. That hatred is eating his ass up. You said you want, yeah. And yeah, people are learning about Peter Thiel now. People are learning about Peter Thiel now. Motherfucking Palantir and all of that. So back to the business. Atlanta is in shambles right now. But let's be more specific about what exactly is in shambles, so we could be clear as to what we're seeing and whatnot. The facade of Atlanta being a narco state, the facade of Atlanta being gangland, the facade of Atlanta, scratching to be the murder capital, the facade of Atlanta being the #1 human trafficking hub in the world, the facade of Atlanta being a place where, all of the killers are at and all of that, that's being challenged. Who is behind JD Vance? Peter Thiel. Peter fucking Thiel, the billionaire LBGT psychopath. Peter Thiel. You know what I mean? That's who put JD Vance in position. Peter Thiel has a fellowship. He has an accelerator called the Thiel Foundation. No, it's called something. He has a very successful accelerator, right? Where he puts out unicorn startups. What is a unicorn startup? That's a startup that's basically clocking $1 billion in valuation. So Peter Thiel, right, is putting $1 billion companies on the motherfucking board, right? Similar to Y Combinator. But Y Combinator is huge. So like big unicorn companies came out of Y Combinator. Shit like Uber. You don't talk about, like, you know what I mean? You don't get more unicorn than that. You know what I'm saying? But Peter Thiel, he has his own type of accelerator. Sun Ra, what up? He has his own quote unquote accelerator in Silicon Valley and whatnot. Peter Thiel is PayPal Mafia. This nigga, he's been doing this shit for mad long. And he's literally has his hands in a whole lot of startups. So the way that wealth is working and whatnot, the way that the smart wealth, right? Work smarter, not harder. Even Nasir Jones, aka Nas, he got in on this early. The real investment power is an angel investment. Okay. Being an angel investor, investing in these startups and whatnot from motherfucking round A and B. And then you get equity in the company and whatnot. Then you get on the board and whatnot. So you have a lot of power. Feel me? So yeah, Palantir and BlackRock. Man, it's crazy. Andreessen Horowitz. Exactly. That's A16. Remember the who's the four horsemen? Who's the four pale-faced horsemen? Let's see who's been studying. Who's in the audience? Which one of my KTLians? Who the four horsemen of the tech bros? you know. And they all work together, as you can begin to see, right? So one is Zuck. One is Zuck, right? The other is Peter Thiel, right? There's four of them, four major ones, right? Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg, and Andreessen Horowitz, who's the money man. Horowitz is the money man, right? He's the one who's making he's putting all of the money up. If he says if A16 gets behind you, pause. Your ass is finna blow. You know what I mean? But this is the crew right here. It's a whole book on them that they wrote. They wrote a whole book on them. You got Mars, you got the metaverse, you have crypto, and something else. All of them is dealing with all of that. They all part of that whole all of them that's all of their rackets. You know, Mark Anderson and Ben Horowitz, that's A16. Ben Horowitz is the one who likes hip hop. I think the name of the book is End of Reality. Let me go ahead and pull it up. End of Reality, but it's a great fucking read. It's a great read, bro. It opened up my eyes to a lot of shit, and it kind of like it kind of made me more what's the word? It made me practice discernment a lot more. You feel me? Yeah, the name of the book is End of Reality. And everything is going according to plans. How 4 billionaires are selling a fantasy future of the metaverse, Mars, and crypto. Right? So that's the white dude that wrote it. The End of Reality. Jonathan Taplin. You go, Jonathan. You go get him, Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he breaks that shit down. Okay? He breaks it down. So yeah, they out here doing a lot of fuckery, and according to them, everything is going according to plans. You think Elon Musk and Donald Trump is really beefing? They're not beefing. It's all part of the script. Everything is scripted. Everything is scripted. Make no mistake about it. Everything is scripted. Right? So, back to Thug. What's coming out of this case, or what's coming out of this quote unquote retrograde, this is a retrograde what's the word that I'm looking for? This is all retrograde that you're seeing. This is all retrograde. This is a retrograde drive-by. This whole shit is a retrograde drive-by. Because look, it's Thug's past coming to haunt him. He made that 2-hour interrogation in 2015. Mind you, this is when he was wearing the dresses. This is his cross-dressing period. Okay? So he was telling the police everything that they wanted to hear, and he said what? What did he say to the popo? What's the shit that seals the deal? Right? Because they're trying to move the goalposts. What sealed the deal? You could take my number and call me whenever you have any questions. Just don't tell anybody about it. Don't let nobody in the world know. Listen, you going back to jail, fam. That's all. And I don't wish nothing on nobody, but they got him on a 20-year probation. I already went over to the site where they do betting and whatnot. They putting money on him that he about to crash out before the end of the year. On Poly Market, they got bets on this nigga that he is going back to jail. Okay? Remember, there was 3 that we was looking at: Vibes Cartel, Big Meech, and Young Thug. And we were saying, out of those 3 people that got released from purgatory, who has the most redemption value? Who's gonna fall? Because one is gonna win, one is gonna fail, one is gonna falter, and one is gonna win out of those 3. So we don't know who it's gonna be. But from the looks of things, Big Meech faltered, Young Thug is failing, and Vibes Cartel is looking like the motherfucking winner. That's just the way that the scorecard is looking. Is bound to change any other day. But I had put that on record in 2025, right? When I was like, oh, all 3 of them get released and whatnot. There's something behind that. Let's break this shit down. Okay. The world boss. All 3 of them have a humongous impact on the hearts and the minds of both niggas who refuse to grow up, living their 3rd childhood, right? Because literally, it's niggas that's my age that are treating Vibes Cartel like he's their fucking daddy. It's niggas my age that are treating Big Meech, Mr. Flannery, like he's their father. There's niggas my age that's treating Jeffrey Williams like he's their dad. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a shame. It's a fucking shame. They're living through their 3rd childhood. So all of this is about waking up these dead niggas. Either they're gonna get buried with these guys, right? Because you let the dead bury the dead, you let the fucking dead bury the dead, or this is your last shot, you knuckle dragging ass, weird ass niggas, to get your shit together and to denounce this shit. Because it's right there at the bottom of the motherfucking ocean with the Titanic and that little shit that the billionaires was in. It's at the bottom. This shit is sunken. The ship has fucking sunken, bro. And ladies, hey, it's the 1st of the month. This is some foul shit that I'm about to say because it's the 1st. But fuck it. If you laying up with a nigga in his 3rd childhood, yeah, I'm a foul nigga on the 1st of the month. I'm saying shit like this. But hey, you know what? Man, it is what it is. Pay attention. Pay full attention to Bay. If these niggas have not grown up by now, if these niggas refuse to man up, if these are their fucking heroes, if these niggas, if these rejects are their heroes, if these sorry excuses are their heroes, he's not the one. No judgment, just smudgment. I mean, that's a fucking bad choice right there. You know what I'm talking about? And you could tell a lot by a person based off of the shit that the niggas that they tapped in with. This is embarrassing. There's so many men and women of our culture, of our race, even these niggas wearing kufis and whatnot, and ankhs around their necks and whatever face tats or whatever fucking ancient motifs they have. They was out there under the spell with these degenerates. You know what I mean? They was following these degenerates. So what's coming out of this Young Thug case that I'm really looking at? Well, today, 3 things popped out and had me like, whoa, this shit is deeper than snitching. I'm past that. You know? Because at the end of the day, The game is dead. Whatever they called the streets, that shit died a whole long time ago. My dude passing, G Young, for me, that was the streets. That was the last vestige. And when he died, that shit went with him. You know what I'm saying? Even when I went back to the hood for the repass, I realized it's over. I'm never going back to this shit ever. You feel me? It's done. It's a done data. You know, I'm gonna tell my guy's story. I'm gonna help uplift some people. But when he made transition on the highway, he died like roadkill. Feel me? My nigga died on the highway like roadkill, bro. The streets died with him. I'm done. I have no love. It's over with. I'm completely detached. You know, I'm completely detached to that fucking lifestyle and anything that it represents. So this shit is giving joy to me, seeing it go down, because at the end of the day, fuck it. Does nothing for us. YSL and all of this dumbass shit that does QC and all of that, nigga, all of you niggas need to go. Straight like that. So I saw a few things pop out today. One of the things that I saw that is just showing that this shit is going down in flames is Young Thug got exposed for buying streams. Something that we all should have known was happening, but now all of the everything that whatever his winning streak was, and remember, this is a nigga that Liar Cohen signed. I'm taking this personal. This is Liar's artist. This is Liar Cohen's artist. This is Liar Cohen's work. He bet the whole 300 on Young Thug, mind you. He put the whole 300 on Young Thug's back after they got rid of what's his name with the one eye? Fetty Wap. That whole Young Thug Jeffrey with the dress on and him banging bees and everything, that's all under Liar fucking Cohen, bro. So there was a leak where he was admitting that he was buying streams to help Gunna's album beat out The Weeknd, right? Then he basically was like, yeah, I got a bot farm in Botswana, right? So he exposed his hand that they out here using the bot farms. Now, I'm here to say this, and I'm going to just leave it at this. The internet is a fucking video game. If you know anything about the dead internet theory, if you know anything about the dead internet theory, then you know that bots run the internet. You can't play men lie, women lie, numbers too. The internet is not fair. It's a video game. You get on the internet playing morals, you using the morals that the Amish is using, nigga. You the fool. You know? You the fool. This is not, the rules don't apply on the internet. The same rules that apply in the real world don't apply on the internet while we living through the dead internet theory, weirdo. You better have you a fucking farm too, nigga. You better have some niggas in Botswana doing some bot work for you too. You know what I'm saying? Because half of this shit is fake. It's a bunch of bots. You out here arguing with bots. You know what I'm saying? You out here arguing with bots and thoughts. You know? Until that's why blockchain is so scary. That's why blockchain is so scary, and they're not quick to adapt to that, because the blockchain is gonna blow this shit. It's gonna expose too much. But yeah, Young Thug is out here using bots to make albums go #1. So right there, that's a fucking that flag on the play. Flag on the play. What does that mean? That means everything is in question now. That was a poison pill. That poison pill is either going to be absorbed by the industry who cannot allow questions to be asked, who cannot allow the exposure of them using bot farms and the fact that there may have been some fake ass number ones out there and whatnot. Y'all. So this poison pill has the possibility to kill some things, or it might just get brushed under the rug like some other things have been. You smell me? Okay, we on 111. Yeah. Brrr, brrr. So people going viral, people with these 1 million views on or 1 million subscribers and all of this stuff, a lot of this is getting bots. I mean, they're gonna investigate The Weeknd because he's breaking all kind of records on Spotify. He's breaking all type of records and whatnot. But yeah, he might have been using motherfucking bots and bot farms. His team, it might be tapped into these bots. So your boy Aubrey might be on to something. I mean, he just might be. He just might be. I mean, this is something that was already known. But when you catch one of the biggest artists on the phone talking about how he's manipulating the quote unquote budget of one of his artists so that artist could go number one, then it's going to open up a little bit of ass, a can of whoop ass. The next thing that I observed today that made me say, is he exposed the leader of QC Rec. Now remember, for the year in review for 2024, I was talking about QC the label, and I was like, this is one of the worst labels in the biz now, right? Because they sold their whole rights to Scooter Braun and a Korean quote unquote company who bought QC Records for 300 million, right? And back then I was like, damn, that was a low ball. You know what I'm saying? Like 300 million is not a lot of money for a label like that who kind of like has, they got more than one star. But no. Come to find out, based off of, Ratatouille, this nigga Ratatouille Williams, right? Jeffrey Ratatouille Williams. His shit his mouth is like a faucet. You talking on jail phones too, mind you. You don't have no. You was catching diarrhea. You might have had a fucking duck flower, nigga, because you had diarrhea of the mouth. You just talking everybody's business on a jail phone, fam, and you on a RICO, mind you. So you know that the call is being recorded. The calls are being recorded, but you literally are giving up mad information about. This is not the interrogation, mind you. These are the jail calls. So somebody is on his arse because they leaked the interrogation from 2015. Then they leaked jail calls from 2024. Okay. So you had diarrhea of the mouth for more than a decade, fam. I know you had a dental issue. The nigga Jibs was crazy before he got him fixed and whatnot. But family, 444. Family. What the fuck? What the hell? You're not keeping it peace, sir. You're not keeping it peace, sir. What the fuck? So the other thing that came out is he put a rift. There's a rift between Little Baby and the guy QP. I didn't know. Is that his name? QP? What's his name? Pete. I didn't know that P had told. Does that mean anything? I'm a civilian. I don't, it don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm talking about? I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. These rappers are not snitches. When they're in the interrogation office, they're not snitching. They're debriefing. Now, I need you to go ahead and look up the word debriefing. And then apply that to what you see in the interrogation rooms, what they call the quiet rooms. Go and listen to the Woody interrogation and go and listen to the Thug interrogation. Those are considered to be debriefings. What is a debriefing? A debriefing is what Donnie Brasco was doing. A debriefing is what that nigga on In Too Deep was doing. A debriefing is what Deep Cover was doing. They're being debriefed. These are agents. These are agents. That's why he's telling them, take my number and hit me up. That's why Woody is like, I'll see you later. These are agents. They're not getting arrested. They're not interrogating them. They're debriefing them. That's why they're feeding them. That's why they're talking to them as if they're cool. These people, the conversation in these videos are like, oh, you know this person. Oh, you more than comfortable. Y'all are being debriefed. So there's a lot of debriefing taking place. That's what the Vlad interviews are showing you. These niggas are being debriefed. They're not snitching. It's a difference between snitching and debrief. When you came back from Iraq, you were debriefed. Facts. When niggas came back from the moon landing, they were debriefed. Or the space station. I'm sorry, I know we didn't make it to the moon. They are speaking to they're speaking to the handlers. That's what it is. That is what you're seeing. You ain't no cop, Jay Rick. These are handlers. This is an operation, ladies and gentlemen. This spawns all the way back to when they took out Fred Hampton, and this is agency work. I know the head of the hip hop police. His name is Derek. It's my fucking guy. He was a bouncer. I was a promoter at Cheetahs. Derek was the bouncer. Derek knew everybody's business. You understand? Derek knew everything because he was the bouncer. Come to find out, Derek was the head of the hip hop police the whole time. Derek Parker. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, I think I sold Derek some stolen shit back in the boosting days. Like Derek, he knew who everybody was. Derek Parker. That if Derek Parker was to see me in blue right now, he'd be like, "Twin, what the fuck y'all doing over here?" He wouldn't. He was not a scary person at all. He was not scary. What he did was he was able. The fact that he wasn't scary. The fact that he was like one of us, right? The fact that Derek was just one of the guys. That's why he was the head of that whole unit, because he was able to extract anything that he needed from anybody. Right? He was in too deep. He was in too deep. Derek was so deep in the game that there was really nothing that you can hide from him. He knew everything. He knew everything. He was right there. He knew everything. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was suspecting of him being the hip hop police, let alone being the head of the fucking hip hop police. We just thought that he knew the police. We didn't know that he was running that shit. So it just goes to show, and this is tunnel days. This is back in the days of the tunnel, which graduated into like Club Envy, Club Cheetah. This is all New York shit. I think he was at Club New York when Puffy and them shot it up. The nigga Derek been everywhere. you know? And when they found out that he was the police, nobody did a fucking thing to him because it's Derek. You know what I mean? He was seen as one, he was still cool. Like, yo, get your bread, Derek. Ain't nobody caring about you. Because at the end of the day, we just promoters. Nobody is in, we're not in no gangs. We wasn't in no fucking gangs in New York. Nobody was killing nobody. Nobody was moving weight. Nobody was a real criminal like that. So nobody cared like that. You know, it's a game of cops and robbers in New York all day. If you get knocked, you get knocked. You just wasn't on point that day. It's a game of cops and robbers damn near everywhere. So these dudes are being debriefed by agents that have they're familiar with, right? The same way that Mr. McGee was following Bill Bixby and them niggas kind of knew each other. That's similar to how some of these dudes know some of these detectives and this law enforcement and whatnot. And yeah, they more than telling. They're more than telling. They're more than just telling. They're in cahoots. They're in cahoots. The Kingpins era that died with Fat Cat and them in Queens when they killed Edward Burns, the police, and that's what started TNT. So that's when the Kingpin era in New York died. The last vestiges of that would be Supreme and all of them. But there's no Kingpins in New York like that. You got the Dominicans uptown and shit like that, but you know, yeah, that era's been gone. That you had to go out of town to become something like that in New York. The Big Willies became Big Willies when they went out of town and found a quiet town and tied it down and became the Big Willies. But you don't have Big Willies in New York because they will tie them up. You know, they'll get robbed and tied up by somebody, you know. And let's talk about more of the fuckery that we see taking place. So, Little Baby got jerked out of the deal when they sold that record company to the Koreans. Yeah, nasty work. And Scooter Braun. And I don't think Little Baby got compensated by his by the heads of that label. So, you know, it just shows bad business, you know, a lot of bad business. And that's the end of that label. I mean, if the label was on his last leg, today marks the end of that label, QC, quality control. Carisha, put the fries in the bag. Yeah. Yeah. Put the fries in the bag. Yeah, that part. So that label is done. You know what I mean? That label is finito. No credibility. You know what I'm talking about? None whatsoever. We get to see the City Girls and all of that shit die a very slow death. And yeah, City Boys are up. City Boys are up. You know? Yeah, that whole label is trash. And it's done. It's done for. It's nothing that they can do. You know, the Migos is finished. City Girls is finished. Baby is finished. Fucking who else did they have? OG Mako died. Takeoff died. You know? It's over with, right? And that was Lil Nas X got cooked too, right? Another Atlanta artist, cooked in the street, going through all type of mental health issues, right? Um, and I don't look, once again, I don't fuck with low frequencies. I could give a fuck where it's from. I could give a fuck who's doing it. I don't care, bro. I don't care. If the shit is low frequency and too many people are dying as a result of it, and too many people are getting quote unquote spirit cooked as a result of it, then I'm one of those people who want to see the plug on that shit get pulled. I don't wallow in the mud. You niggas like to wallow in the mud and wrestle with pigs and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to wallow in the mud with these fucking pigs. You know? I'm not trying to roll around in a pig pen with or put lipstick on a pig. I'm not doing it. Cardi is fighting for his life, and so is Future. You know? The last vestige is Fontavious or Quintavious or Nate's what's Future's government? What's my nigga's government? He's a Tavius. I know that. He's a Tavius. JD is doing a Magic City story. Feels like a tribute. 21 is buffering. Based off of my nigga hairdo and how he's been looking lately, I think Future just wants to make perfumes and shit and slippers. I think he just wants to get into slipper making. He could just call it. He could get a sponsorship from Gucci and come out with the Gucci flip flops. But he don't want to rap no more. Not after Scooter died. That was his battery. He don't want to rap no more. My nigga's ready to tap out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, JID. That's one of the shining lights coming out of there. Right? So I'm not hating on nobody's city. I rock with JID. I'm actually gonna do a reaction to the album. I heard 2 songs and I turned it off. Cause I was like, yeah, I need a full reaction. I need to hear this shit. I need y'all to see me hear this shit for the first time. So JID is a breath of fresh air coming out of the ATL. I've seen a video he just did with the clips. Fire. And I heard 2 songs off his album. Fire. You know what I mean? A younger version of Kendrick. Out of the J. Cole camp, right? Out of that shit, right? Earth Gang and all them niggas. Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to D1. I saw D1 the other day. Shout out to D1. Shout out to 2 Chainz, who doesn't get enough credit. Shout out to all of Foundational Atlanta. I'm glad that they're getting. I hope they get more recognition. Going all the way back to Goody Mob and shit. I need them to get more recognition because they literally are erasing the GOATs out of Atlanta and giving a lot of these new cats and these new jacks their quote unquote they giving them a seat at the table when it was like, how y'all not letting the OGs sit at the table? Hold on. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. You niggas, y'all need to fill them fucking seats with some OGs. You know what I'm talking about? They done put on for your city. Like, they literally put on for your city. And their names don't really get mentioned. Yeah, Shorty Low was probably the last real one from the A. I agree. They don't make them like Shorty Low no more. They don't make them like Shorty Low. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cyrock. She's definitely another bright light. Shout out to AJ McQueen out of Houston. Shout out to Phase 1. Shout out to AJ McQueen out of Houston. I saw him in concert in Atlanta. Movie. He's one of them ones. Movie. Hear what I'm talking about? Movie. He might be coming to your city near you when he on tour right now. Stage presence is A1. Catalog A1. Delivery A1. The whole shit A1. So AJ McQueen is one of them ones. He's on the way. Phase 1, one of them ones. You know? I mean, one of them ones. Penn is crazy. Consistent. 40, yeah, 1,440 tie. Fire. One, you know what I mean? I every time I see a video with him freestyling, that's the homeless dude, y'all, who be freestyling the Nuwabian. Fire. You know, fire. Shout out to Ampu Atin. Yeah, my guy. So I don't think Atlanta is gonna recover from what took place this strong in. There's gonna be a lot of fingers pointing. You know, they went ahead and bullied that young boy, Sergio. Don't bully nobody named Sergio. That's the fucking lesson. That's the moral of the story, my nigga. Don't bully niggas with last name Kitchen and Sergio, nigga. This nigga literally has a fucking a Milan runway model's name. Like, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave the nerds alone, bro. If you're a misfit, or if you're one of those popular guys and whatnot, if you're a fucking jock, my nigga, leave the fucking nerds alone. They are going to break your glasses. Okay? They have a realm that they control called the internet. You knuckle dragon street niggas have not mastered the internet. You are horrible on the internet. You get a fucking C minus. Y'all are not navigating. You're not Silver Surfers. You did not watch The Matrix. You are not fucking Neo, my nigga. Y'all do the internet horribly. Y'all do the internet horribly, bro. So slow down while you're at it, because if you die on the internet or the Matrix, you die in the real world. These niggas are getting they're getting crucified on the internet because they don't know how to use it. This nigga's out here tweeting, he's tweeting himself into a fucking into the sunken place. Jeffrey is out here tweeting himself into the sunken place. You know what I'm talking about? His Twitter etiquette is not there. It's on par with Meek Mills, my nigga. Y'all do not read the room at all. You came home and didn't read the room. There is a shift taking place. Too many babies are dying. The motherfucking streets have been exposed on plenty occasions in the last 5 to 10 years where it is undeniably this shit is a farce. Okay? And too many people are realizing that it's they are divesting from this shit that you sold, this empty quote unquote slate of bills that you sold our people, all of these repetitive songs, all of these fake ass quote unquote low frequency anthems that were telling our people to destroy themselves with a smile on their face whilst twerking. The next domino to fall are these hoes. They gotta go. So once we get rid of the rats and the motherfucking snakes, these hoes gotta go. Cause I got a daughter. You know what I mean? So once again, it's personal. But y'all gotta pack it up. Y'all gotta pack it up. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta pack it the fuck up and go do something else. They say UPS is not hiring. You know, they say UPS is not hiring, but we don't want none of that. We don't want none of that shit, bro. It all got to go. And don't underestimate the power of the motherfucking mouth or the tongue. You could chant this shit down. You could chant this shit down by just speaking down on it. Sisters who are not that vocal, my niggas who was kind of like, I was whispering. Now you could fucking talk, my nigga. Let your voices be heard. Push back. I'm on the right side of history. I don't give a fuck. I got enough clips to last a lifetime where I'm standing on the right side of history. I'm not saying no goofy ass shit to be accepted by no goofy ass niggas. And we was telling you from the gate that it's all goofball activity. However, how people learn. You gotta learn, you gotta burn and learn sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So these half-baked niggas is burning and learning and whatnot. And there's effigies burning all around Atlanta right now. They got a fucking effigy of Young Thug on the top of Stone Mountain burning up, niggas. Life size. You know what I mean? King Slime. You ever had fried snake, nigga? I had some crocodile and Kima. But you ever had a fried snake? They say it tastes like chicken. You know what I mean? But all of this shit is burning up. It's all going up in flames, and rightfully so. We not gangsters. We not mobsters. We not gangbangers. We not no niggas. With an ER. We none of that. So it's time to stop acting like that. And our children is not cannon fodder to this motherfucking wicked ass beast and machine. Did you hear that the spaceships is coming? You might want to keep these young niggas alive so they could get on the fucking ship. You know? Red, there's pictures of you with packs of scantily clad women. What's up with them O's? How, Sway? Where? Where you see that at? There's pictures of me with scantily clad women. I don't know about that. Now, mind you, I've said it before and I say it again. Nigga, I've dated strippers. Okay. I brought strippers home to my mama. You feel me? Not to co-sign. You know what I mean? Not to co-sign. But we don't judge at the Moreland household, at the Thomas household. We don't judge. These were some very nice women, okay? And they were very respectful to mama. And that was like 2000 and like 99 or some shit, you know what I mean? It wasn't lately. You know what I'm saying? I brought ex strippers to the crib. Let's just be clear. You know what I'm saying? I've been with ex strippers on some conscious shit. They used to be strippers, but they not conscious strippers anymore. But they was ex strippers, and we was locked in. I know he bringing up Facebook memories. It's all good. It's all good. I had did a show in Long Island where I put some girls that had little Kim wigs. I threw some Kings County on them. And I was like, now you in Queens County. You know what I'm saying? And we did a little fashion show. But they wasn't scantily clad. They just had little Kim wigs on. You said that you know some prostitutes who are worth more than melanin. Yeah? Is that right? Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know? But yeah, that whole shit gotta go. You feel me? That whole shit gotta go. You know? And them grandmas need to get back to the motherfucking grandchildren. But that whole shit gotta go. I'm not here for none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for none of that. Prostitution rap and all of that. Gang banging rap and all of that. I don't want to hear none of that. It had its run. right? How long does fruit fly stay alive? This is fruit fly rap. It had its run, but that too shall falter one day. You know, but that too shall falter. So we're I believe that we're in the throes of a new paradigm, musically speaking. You're seeing shit fall. Pay attention to what is rising as well. Pay attention to what is rising because shit is definitely falling. So something must be rising. And it's your duty to find out what that is. You know, don't assume, find it and bring it back. Let us know. You know, the Magic City documentary. I don't want to see no shit about Magic City. Like I said, I had shorties out of Magic City, but Magic City is it's the most it's the illest distraction that a place like Atlanta has. Why? What the fuck was built out of Magic City with all of that money that gets spent in there? What was built from that? What was built from that? That's a vacuum. You know what I'm talking about? What are you building? You got to build something. You know what I'm saying? That whole area is still in squalor. I mean, you know, they fixed up Greyhound but that whole area is an open air drug market, bums, fiends. What are they building? You know, I just came from the Invest Fest. Like, I seen mad black businesses that need the type of funding that these quote unquote strippers are getting on a daily basis. They need somebody to throw 10 bands at them on a random night. These businesses that I saw, they need somebody to throw 30 bands at them on a random night. They need the money. I don't know about Shorty with the college fund and whatnot. I'm just not buying it. You know what I mean? It's all good, but my God, the strippers should have opened a college by now. So many of them got put through college on motherfucking Magic Mondays. They should have had a college by now. They could have got in with Umar and had an adjoining college next to him because he had the all boys one, right? Mind you, because we did have Conscious Stripper coming up when they were somewhat conjoined. Imagine if he had a conjoining school of all female strippers and the Conscious Stripper was the principal over there. And then Umar was the principal at his all boys school raising Kangs. Yeah. Yeah, we the niggas would have had Delaware lit. You know what I'm talking about? Would have had Delaware lit. So, no. They was getting too much bread to not build nothing. Fuck that. The whole of Atlanta, not just Magic City. It's like 50 of them clubs out here. And all they buying is BBLs and fucking shenays. No. No, that's a bad business idea. Even these grown ass niggas is still clubbing and whatnot. And Atlanta's a club city. Like, this shit is backwards. You know what I mean? This shit is backwards. There's nothing to celebrate. Y'all don't own the real estate. BlackRock and Blackstone came and took all of the fucking single houses, brother. This shit is a racket out here. They got people as more homeless people in Atlanta than it's ever been. You know what I mean? The cost of living in Atlanta is somewhat unbearable, bro. Children are dying. You know what I mean? Like, no. Hell no. You know what I'm talking about? Hell no. No. I ain't with it. Not co-signing none of that. Strokers University. You feel me? Look at that Strokers University. Where's that at? Where's Pinup University? They had Trump came out with the motherfucking Phoenix Academy. They could have had Strokers University. I might have signed up. You know? But it's been a very interesting 72 hours, just observing things. Shout out to Rollo. He's riding a Muslim car. He has to protect himself. He needs to be safe. My spider senses is telling me that somebody might get hurt in Atlanta. I don't wish no hurt on anyone. I just noticed so many egos are being bruised. So much money is getting destroyed. There's so many catalogs and things of that nature being quote unquote devalued as we speak. The stocks are falling like cinder blocks. So when you fuck with the money, things happen out here. I mean, just know that a lot of money is tied into a lot of money is tied into a lot of money out here. So beware of the crash out because it's coming. Too many hot irons or hot rods are in the pot. And like I said, the instigators are all Poindexters, Trap Law Ross. They all orchestrated this. Whack 100, Whackademics, and Seti Nash and Jake and 80 Jake, right? These are your culprits. Whack, and all of these people are rumored to also be debriefed and working with them people as well. So you have a very intricate police game playing out right in front of your very own eyes, where one set of agents are literally outing and exposing another set of quote unquote agents, right? And then accusing that set of agents of working with the police. Meanwhile, everybody is working with the police. No, DJ Vlad is the father of these niggas. Vlad and Adam, they're not pulling this play though. It's not, I'm telling you, this specific play right here, the dismantling of Atlanta, by way of Young Thug, who was the Clarence Avant of Atlanta. He's the godfather. That's what you're seeing. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. When we got on Stone Mountain and we identified the head of the snake, and we was like, yo, in order for this energy to switch and change, and in order for this shit to lighten up, you got to take the head of the snake. Yeah, the head of the snake might be Lior, but on the grounds of Atlanta, who was working that spell and who was working that magic and who was working that quote unquote pot, nigga, it was Jeffrey. It was Jeffrey. So the dismantling of his operations or the crashing of his stocks is literally happening at the hands of 5 people inside of hip hop media. Whackademics is playing quote unquote he's playing everybody. He's playing Kaiser Sose in a way. He's playing everyone right now. You could say what you want to say about him. He is a genius at what he does. Even if it's something that you can see on the surface, even if you could see his hand that he's playing, his hand is still strong in terms of what he does for his side. Remember, he reps for his side. He's here to destroy the quote unquote he has vowed to destroy those that were greater than him, right? From the cool kids. He destroys the cool kids. He's here to destroy the gangsters. He's here to dismantle them. Henceforth, why the war in Chirac was his passion project, right? He wasn't reporting on nerds and fucking and weirdos and squares. He was reporting on killers and gangbangers. And he made money off of them and he exploited them, right? But he's exonerated by his nerd community because what else are you gonna do to the cool kids or these street niggas or these hood niggas or these gangbangers but exploit them? That's what the majority of the white kids listening to hip hop is doing. Everybody's being exploited. Who do you think they cater to? What the fuck you think Rolling Loud is? What was the SoundCloud generation about? What's Rolling Loud about? They got Rolling Loud Thailand, nigga. You're being exploited for your niggardly ways, right? For your dysfunctions, for the fact that you don't know how to rap. You got to rap over, you know what I mean? For the fact that you're not a rapper. You're a mumble rapper. You're being exploited. You know what I'm saying? You're being exploited. This is the minstrel show. And the same thing that they was doing in the 20s, in the 1920s and 30s, they're doing it now. It's no difference. This is the fucking minstrel show. And Jeffrey Williams is a minstrel. Okay. And the people that are dismantling that minstrel show and the people that are destroying the stocks of Jeffrey and vicariously others is Whack 100, Trap Law Ross, Whackademics, Seti Nash, and Seti Nash, Whackademics, Whack 100, Trap Law Ross, and there's one more. But they're all working cohesively together. They calling each other up. Oh, they got Tekashi 6ix9ine in on it. They're lining up all of these goofies for content. And these niggas don't even see it, but they like to talk because, like I say, we're in the attention economy. So they brought back the attention. They brought Tekashi 6ix9ine on the stream to talk about everything that's going on, right? It's time for because this is all about attention. Oh, Charleston White. And then you got the heavy hitters, Adam 12, Adam 6, Adam 12, and Vlad, right? That's the cleanup crew. Where Vlad is going to ask every single guest on his show for the next 2 months about this Young Thug shit. I don't care if he has an interview with Donald J. Trump. If Vlad scores an interview with Donald Trump, if he get an interview with Peter Thiel, he's gonna be, excuse me, Peter. This might not be about technology, but there's this guy named Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug. You could go to look him up on Palantir. He is accused of snitching. Can you please give us some insight on what do you think about that? That's what Vlado do. Lord Jamar with the Mexican Jordans is finna come back and do his fucking thing. Boozy, before he go to jail, if they give him some time, he's gonna have a 100-part series. Ari Spears, like I could just name John Sally. I know who's coming to fucking talk on Vlad's couch about this shit right here. And it's gonna be a 2-month run. He's going to milk. This is internet gold right now. Like if your channel is monetized, nigga, this is internet gold. Yayo is coming. Boozy is coming. It's the holy trinity of chatty patty niggas. Tony Yayo, Boozy Badass, and Mr. Mexican Jordans himself. My nigga. Shout out to my nigga. Lord Jamal. What up? Yeah, TK Kirkland. No. Woo, they gonna dust Umar. Dust your dashiki off, Umar. We got a motherfucking couch waiting for you, nigga. Yeah, Lord Jamal with the Miguel.
To this day,
Yo. So you see how it works with content, right? Attention economy plus creator economy equals a motherfucking bag. This is the best time to eat off of these niggas. Get it while it lasts. I don't know how long this shit is gonna last, but this is the best time to eat off of the carcasses of these buffoons. Fuck that. They've been eating off of your ass for the longest, right? They've been eating off of your carcass for the longest. So it's time to pull out your motherfucking spoon and your butter knife and get to carving these niggas up, because I promise you, they are paying well. The buffoonery is a fucking check, and I wish these niggas a steady decline. There's no love whatsoever for none of this fuck shit. It all gotta go. It all gotta go. So let's continue to cheer this shit on. Death, watching the party die. Let's continue to cheer this shit on as the party dies. Diddy went down. His little empire, his manipulation, right? The headlock and the chokehold that he had on the people. Jeffrey went down. His manipulation, his headlock that he had on the people. All of these things are happening in successions and whatnot. The white man don't got shit to do with it. I don't want to hear about that. Because, yeah, NBA YoungBoy tour starting. Yeah, he's the next one. His energy needs to be, he got to get energy checked. He got to get energy checked. They don't even mention Dirk no more. Out of sight, out of mind. Salam alaikum. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Dirk is gonna have to he's gonna have to say something via tweet. He's gonna have to send it through his tweet or something. But yeah, he needs to address the fuckery. Okay, he needs to address the fuckery. But it's all falling, y'all. We being distracted. It's all falling, but shit is definitely falling. Shit is definitely falling to pieces, into shambles without no shots being fired. This is going to help us all in the long run. We could hold on to the memories of the music. What American Gods did you build on? The Gods and Earths? I think it was number 3, if I'm correct. I think it was American Gods number 3. This is very detrimental to us, the culture as it stands and as it was for the last 6 or 7 or 8, 9 years. There's a shift taking place, rightfully so. Many people's prayers are being answered. The mothers who had to bury all of them young boys and whatnot, they're beginning to get their prayers answered. This toxic, quote unquote, deaf culture is beginning to get disrupted. And that's all that we have asked for. Give us back what we originally signed up for. Higher infinite power, healing our people. Straight like that. And also the 5 pillars of hip hop, which include consciousness. That's all. Yeah, I can have that other shit. You could wallow in the motherfucking mud. You could roll around in the mud. You could get dirty with these niggas. But give us back. Give us free. Give us free. You know what I'm saying? Give us free. Because we got some growing, we got some building, and we have some evolving to do as a people. So with that being said, we will see you tomorrow on Melanin Monday. It's going to be a classic. All right. Peace, love, and light. Go ahead and take advantage of this store-wide sale that we have on KTL University. And we also have the sale at the Mart 125th. We got the Pay Us in Crypto t-shirts. We have the Pay Us in Crypto t-shirts. That is our latest drop. All you have to put for your discount in the checkout is Labor Day. On the checkout is Labor Day. Okay? That's all you got to put on the checkout, and you will receive 30% off everything on both sites. I'm just being, because like I said, I would normally be on Eastern Parkway, but now that I'm out here in the A, I'm not doing the Eastern Parkway thing. So this is my way of partying. This is my way of celebrating Labor Day. This is me giving back. You know what I'm saying? The book is $50. The book is also available. Make sure y'all snatch up Pay Us in Crypto workbook. All right? Pay Us in Crypto workbook. For all of my back to schoolers, you could get 30% off of the Drippington. You understand? This will only be up until tomorrow. So take full advantage of that. Yeah. Peace, love, and light, y'all. I will see y'all very, very soon.
Niggas in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.
I paused in kitchens and caused addictions. I paused prescriptions and caused inflictions. Bill Bixby playing in stores and bricks and on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryption. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore and listing. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bompton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not for
Niggas in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.
Hickory dickory down. Hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light there, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot, we lick off a shot.
Niggas in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.